Hello, it's LaShawn with Rooted and Reckless. And this is one of those moments where you go and visit family and you leave with plants. A moment that every plant parent loves. So anyway, let me tell you about it. So I've got 3 plants, 2 that required propagation and 1 that just required a little bit of TLC. And so this is a Philodendron Red, I don't remember the exact name, but I'll put it up here. But basically it just needed a little bit of watering and pruning. I cut off all of the dead leaves. I pruned it a little bit and gave it some water. And when I tell you by the end of the night, it has propped up and it just perked up and the color has come back and it is looking, amazing. It is looking so good. I absolutely think it is a beautiful plant. It's one that I don't have, and it's not one that I think I would have even picked, but I absolutely love the red stems and I love the leaves. It's just the contrast is beautiful. So this is well on its way and just need a little water. So happy about that. The next one is a Syngonium, and this is kind of quickly becoming my new favorite plant. Just look at this. And this is a different variation than the 2 that I have. I have 2 Syngonium confettis. This one is, I'll also put the name in the top. It's green something. I can't remember the exact name of this, but this one is, all of these 4 are connected at the bottom by 1. There's 1 node that is in the substrate, but I decided to do something a little bit different and use one of these bulbs that you use for air propagation. I've done it before with a pothos, and what I found is that when I mixed vermiculite and perlite together, that one, not only did it retain moisture very well, I did it for about an 8-week period, and I think watered it maybe twice in that 8-week period. But what was amazing is that in indirect sunlight for over that 8-week period, literally this entire bulb was like at least 50% full with very strong and developed roots. And so I'm hoping that the same thing will happen with this one, except for I do have it under a grow light and I have it in my greenhouse, so we'll see how it goes, but I really like it. I do also want to put this on a stake so that it can vine up. So that's my goal with this one, and I hope that it does well, because I only have 1 node out, so that means I only have 1 chance. However, this one, I actually have 4 chances to get it right, which is probably, I hope I don't need all 4 of them, but this is my first time ever propagating from the cane part. I do actually have a variation of this plant. I don't know if you could see it below, but I'll put a picture of it. And I don't know how to pronounce the name exactly, but again, I will put the name in the description, but this is a different variation than the one that I have. So a couple of things that I had to learn when I was figuring out how to propagate from the cane. One is that I learned that you need to have at least 2 nodes, one that gets put into the substrate, and then one that is above the substrate. The one that's above the substrate is where you're going to see the new growth come out of. And 2, because when I cut them, you need to allow them to kind of harden a little bit or dry out, so that it will reduce the chances of rot. And so that can take with something this thick. Let me just show you. It can take, up to 2 hours or so, or 2 hours is what is deemed sufficient. And so I had it sitting out, and of course I mixed up what's the top, what's the bottom. And so I did look it up. How do you know which is the direction that you should put into the substrate? And I'll put a picture up here. There's an indicator on the node that will help you determine what side is up and what side is down. And so I use that, and again, I'll put a picture so that you could see how I made that determination of what side is up and what side is down. But I do have 3, because I had 3 areas where I had at least 2 nodes in between And so I made, well, actually I had 4 because I have this one as well. Now, I know some may be wondering, oh my goodness, is this going to even survive? And I'm wondering the same thing as well. But these leaves were just so beautiful that I just couldn't cut them off. And so I did a little bit of research to see, like, okay, how do I increase my chances of at least one of these leaves surviving? And so I am going to be using a humidity bag because my greenhouse is not big enough for this, but it can get up to 100% humidity in this humidity bag. It does cover 90% of the plant, so this little piece does stick out at the top, but I pretty much close it all the way up except for that little piece, and it gets up to 100%. I also put a dome on the top, and I cut a hole in the dome and stuck the plant in the middle. I am using the same substrate in all of these propagation pieces, which is vermiculite and perlite mixed together. It does retain water extremely well. But I also put, I tape the dome down, again, just to really keep it so moist in here. I have it in a location that is indirect, moderate sunlight, so not too bright, because the brighter, the more water that these leaves will require. And then again, it's 4 leaves and one that will try to unfurl, I guess. But I know the chances are low of these leaves actually surviving, but I'm hoping that they do because they're just so beautiful. And there's plenty of nodes for new leaves to come out of. So stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. I'm really excited about it. These are beautiful, beautiful plants. And I look forward to posting updates on how they're doing.